Hello, and welcome back to the podcast that will definitely help you find your home. Welcome back to the best part of your week. Welcome back to Love, Death, and Movies podcast, internet's number one film breakdown and review podcast that crushes watch lists week after week. Now, every 2 months is a different genre. Every week in that 2 months is a different film in that genre. So follow us on everything, join along for the ride, and let's watch some movies. I'm one of your hosts, Ash, as always, and with me is Harry. It's just kind of been us two for the last almost 8 weeks now. So Harry, how you doing?
Yeah, help me. If I blink twice, I'm a
Yeah,
prisoner.
he's just suffering endlessly.
I'm going well. I'm going well. Um, I'm curious to see how this. No, no, the next pod's going to be an interesting one. This podcast is going to be good fun. I can't wait. I love ET. Spoilers. Movie's fucking great. It's good fun. It's going to be a good fun to talk about as well. Week's been good. How are you, Ash?
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's been fine. Kind of a weird week, but overall pretty stress free for me, I guess. Work's just been kind of busy picking up again now that I'm kind of back in, post vacation, post sickness.
Oh yeah.
But went and saw The Roses this week. I finally got out to the theater
Is
for
that
the first
good?
time in a little while. It was fun. It wasn't like anything amazing, but I think it's worth seeing.
Nice. I got to see The Long Walk.
Yeah, how is that?
Really liked it. It was good fun. We should do, by the way, peek behind the curtains. We should do like a couple of months on just simple idea movies, where just like super basic ideas. Because like movies, does what it says on the tin. It's just about a long walk, and the movie starts and it's like the main character's getting to the starting line. There's like no fat around it at all, and I fucking loved that.
It's not a horror film?
It's like it's a bit like culturally scary, but it's not like jump scare horror. But it's like
It's Stephen King, right? It's like
yeah,
thrillery. Okay.
yeah. It's quite like Hunger Games. It's directed by Francis Lawrence, so
Got it.
it's very Hunger Games-esque in that sort of realm of horror of just like, hey, if you lose, you die, so don't lose. But it's insane. Yeah, it's really good. And the two main actors, Cooper Hoffman, who of course Philip
Yeah.
Seymour's son, and David Johnson, the
Hmm.
guy out of Romulus. He's awesome. I will
I
now
love
watch
him, yeah.
everything he does now. I can't wait. Yeah,
Agreed. I loved him even in that rom-com.
Rye
Um,
Lane.
Rye Lane,
Rye
yeah.
Lane's great. Hell yeah. No, I think you would really like Long Walk.
No, I
I,
want to see it. We were choosing between that and The Roses, and I think we were just kind of like looking for the shortest overall because we're going to our local theater, which sucks ass. And then we just wanted a comedy, easy watching. So
that's
I
very
definitely want to
fair
see it
enough.
though.
Yeah, no, I think you'd really, really like The Long Walk. It's like don't go in like some people are saying it's like one of the best Stephen King adaptations of all time. Don't go in expecting that, but just go in
Hmm.
expecting like it's a tight 100 minutes, like from start to end, and it's just like it's just really well done.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, as Harry mentioned already, we are talking about ET today. We just decided to continue the alien sort of theme, I guess, because we did Close Encounters last week, which obviously we know is a thing that Spielberg likes to cover from time to time. But before that, anything else you want to highlight from your week, or are we good?
I think we're pretty good. It's AFL finals at the moment, which is pretty cool. So get this, Adelaide Crows. They finished top of the ladder at the end of the home and away season, going into finals, and then they lost their final, so they're just out in straight sets. First time in history, this team comes
Wow,
first and out in straight sets. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucking nuts? I loved
it's
every second
nuts.
of watching them lose, though. Sorry, Adelaide Crows fans. I loved you before the last whatever happened in the last month. I'll tell you off air, Ash. It's pretty fucked up. Um, yeah, that's fun. We got tonight's the Q Clash, which is the two teams out of Queensland. So it's Brisbane Lions versus the Gold Coast Suns. Gold Coast Suns were in the they're like 16 years old and they've never made finals before. And the first round was last week and they won their first final. And then now they're
Okay.
versing Q Clash, and I think they're winning tonight. I think they're winning tonight. So I don't know. Check back in next week, see if I'm happy or not. What about you, Ash?
Sorry, I had to clear my throat for a second. You'd be proud of me. I'm going to a baseball game in like a
That's
week.
cool. Who's playing?
It's the, it's technically like, I guess it used to be the Oakland A's, but
Oh
they've
yeah,
moved.
Moneyball.
Yeah, so they've moved up even more north, so it's actually like a pretty easy drive for me. But I'm going with my work, actually, so I wouldn't necessarily have paid for tickets to go on my own. But I feel like a baseball game, it's like it's easy to
That's
follow. It's
fun.
a good
Yeah.
environment.
You gonna
Yeah,
get a hot dog?
we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're providing food for us, so we'll see what they bring.
Yeah, nice.
Um, so yeah, looking forward to that. But yeah, nothing else to really highlight. Like I said, but yeah, went out and got Mexican food and went to the movies this week. That was kind of the highlight. And then tomorrow I'm actually going to see the musical version of Some Like It Hot.
Oh, sick.
So we'll see
Be
how
good
that
fun.
is.
Nice. I love a good
But until
musical.
then, yeah, I love me a good musical. It's been a minute since I've watched one live, so I'm actually pretty excited.
Yeah, we're so close to October, Ash. It means that we're so close to spooky season. I'm
I
like
can't wait.
ready to start watching horrors now.
Me too.
So I'm gonna like peek behind the curtain. We're double recording, so we're doing this in Munich right after each other. And then, to be honest, I'm gonna watch Schindler's List real quick, without context. That's wild. Gonna watch Schindler's List real quick because then I just want to watch nothing but horrors.
I
Like, I'm
agree.
really keen. This is the best time of the year.
And we're kind of doing 2 months, future little peek is we're doing 2 months that is related to horror as a genre. So that'll be fun. But I'm definitely ready to get into watching that genre. I'm over the 2.5 hour Spielberg fest. I love him and I love the movies we've been watching, but
They're so
I'm gonna be
long.
ready to be done.
They're very long, but like
Very long.
I'm actually really looking forward to. It's a weird thing, but I'm looking forward to rewatching Schindler's because I haven't seen it since I was like a kid. So
I haven't seen it since like high school.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
yeah
it's gonna be
exactly
a
the
long
same. Yeah,
time.
yeah, I watched it in high school, so I'm keen to rewatch that then. But yeah, I'm keen to the next topic that we have coming up. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll definitely be something to bring the spirits back up after ending the month with, or 2 months with
spirits
Schindler's List.
in more than
In
one way.
spirits.
Ah, nice.
Okay, well, let's get into it. So, again, we're talking about E.T. We're continuing on with the Book of Spielberg. We only have a couple more left, but yeah, we're going to talk about the forever charming E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial. This film was released in 1982, directed and produced by Spielberg, written by Melissa Matheson, had $10.5 million budget, and worldwide success, just casually grossed 797 million.
Good
Actually, a
on
little
him.
bit more
Just
than
good
that.
on him. What he did with 10 mil is nuts.
Absolutely nuts. And it was just a total like worldwide success too. It wasn't even just, domestic, which is impressive. It was the highest grossing film of all time at its release, and it held the title of highest grossing for 11 years
Wow.
until another Spielberg movie came in and beat it, and that is Jurassic Park in
Good on him.
1993. So
And then
just
is that
carrying
his
the box
highest
office.
grossing? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Say that again.
Is that his highest grossing then? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Jurassic Park. I didn't actually look what his highest
I'll
grossing of
look it
all
up for you.
time is, but it very well could be, honestly.
It wouldn't surprise me. I'll look it up for you.
Yeah. So, anyways, just massively impressive success. Obviously, I remember there being, ET dolls, all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
sold when I was a kid. There was an ET ride at Universal in Los Angeles. I remember going on that and absolutely loving it. It was just a complete phenomenon and even carried into obviously like my childhood, which was 20 years after the movie came out. And even Spielberg is quoted as saying, "You're not supposed to fall in love with your own movies, but I fell in love with ET." So, this is one
Good
of
on
his
him.
favorite movies that he's made.
I believe it is Jurassic Park is still his number one, grossed over a billion.
For
And then it's
93, that's insane.
yeah, and then E.T.'s number two.
And I think before that, it was Star Wars: A New Hope was the highest grossing movie
Did he
before
direct?
ET came out.
Did he
No,
direct
no,
New
no,
Home?
no. It's not
Oh
his
right.
movie. I just mean
Of
before
all,
ET came out.
gotcha. I'm with you now. I was just like, that's.
That was confusing.
I was
Sorry.
like, I would have picked that for this. No. I'm with you now. I think he produced it though.
Very, very possible. But anyways, so yeah, just some kind of cool things about the film. Stars Dee Wallace, Henry Thomas, Peter Coyote, Robert McNaughton, and Drew Barrymore. It's a little cute
Shout
5 year
out,
old.
shout out, Drew. She's great in this.
She's so good. The concept of this film was based on an imaginary friend Spielberg created after his parents' divorce. His parents' divorce may have been one of the greatest things to ever happen to filmmaking. Universal Pictures bought the script for $1 million, and apparently that was after Columbia Pictures declined. So, sucks to be you, Columbia Pictures. But yeah, Universal obviously bought it, which makes sense why they were able to add the ride to Universal Studios. And I was really sad when they closed that when I was a kid because it was my favorite ride. Just sidebar. But
That's fair.
yeah, I kind of think this is a funny thing that like I've read this before in like letterbox reviews or commentary online of people just kind of jokingly saying that Steven Spielberg's parents' divorce was like one of the greatest things to happen.
That is so good.
And it's so sad, but
So
it
sad, but it's
created
so
so
good.
many great things that he was able to create. And this one especially, you can feel is a reactionary thing, just with like, the mom and her situation, being a single mom, for the first time in a while, and then the dad being in quote unquote Mexico. So it's definitely very obvious that this one had a big impact. But yeah, I didn't know that it was based on an imaginary friend. So I think that makes sense that it's such a friendship based movie. So, anyways, movie goes as follows: A boy named Elliot befriends an extraterrestrial who he names E.T., who has been stranded on Earth, along with his siblings and later his mother. He must find a way to help E.T. find his way home. So before we jump in, obviously I'll ask you what you think. Really quickly, I'll just say, for me, this has just been a forever love of mine. I've been watching this movie since I was a kid. I've probably been watching it for over 20 years now. I've always loved it. I just think that it has one of the best scores of all time. That's probably a hot take, but this one just does something to my soul when I hear it.
Not a hot take
It's
at
just
all.
so good.
It's John
Acting
Williams at his
performances.
best. Like,
Yeah, I mean, thank you for agreeing, because I feel like that's a crazy thing to say when you're talking about all of his films, but I just really love this one for some reason.
still, I finished watching it yesterday, and when the kids go on the bikes at the end, going over the cop cars, it's
Hmm.
just and I had goosebumps everywhere, and I was like, "Oh, this is so good."
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It just feels like a very collaborative project. It feels like everybody who is working on it is very passionate, even just down to like the score, the sounds, the sound effects, and just like how they even did ET. I have this special edition, like physical media of it, and they have a booklet in there, and it shows a page of all the different designs of what ET's head was going to look like, just
Oh,
his head.
really?
And there's like 40 of them on there, and so just like you just see the process of how much effort was put into this iconic, creature, if you want to call it that we all kind of just know and recognize. And then even just the fact that they put like a child in the costume and like had them waddle around on their hands to make the movements, just all these little things that they did to make it feel like it was just such a passion project. So I feel like that's clear when you watch it. And then obviously I just love the entire message of like befriending an alien and kind of learning that they, are not scary. They're very gentle and hyper intelligent, and I just love the friendship that they build.
I'm looking at all the
Obviously
different.
Elliot, but even the other siblings too.
I'm looking at all the different ET concepts, and they're horrifying.
Yeah, some of them are really, really
They're
bad.
very scary. They picked correctly to make. I
They
reckon
did.
like the main thing is just make the eyes huge so that they're like
Yeah.
more like cute. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Not as threatening. I mean, obviously, when I was a kid, I do think like it scared me a little bit when I
Oh yeah,
first watched it,
same.
like seeing
Yeah.
it, but it's not actually scary or like intimidating looking compared to some of the other photos I've now seen. But anyways, yeah, I absolutely love this movie. I always have, and I always will. But would love to know anything else you want to add, just generally, and I guess if you have a similar history with it as far as watching it when you were young.
No, for sure. This is a staple film. I'm with you. Like I watched this when I was a kid. I've loved it ever since. I think this movie's fantastic. Steven Spielberg has this knack of one producing like really amazing child performances.
Hmm.
He has it throughout his entire career, even down to like even in Fablemans, he's
Yeah.
incredible. But like throughout his entire career, Empire of the Sun, he produces incredible child performances. But the way he directs families, I think, is always just so special, and it's obvious that it comes from his own family. Every family that he's ever directed is like systemically based on his own family, and that's still evident here. Like as you said, like how his parents went through a divorce and everything, and this family feels so real. Of like the way they're like at the beginning like when Elliot says something about the dad and the mum about the dad's girlfriend, and then the mum goes away, and then like the older brothers goes, why did you say that? And it's like their fighting stopped for a moment because their mum's like unhappy, and it's like that's so real instead of
Hmm.
just like oh you dickwad, something like that. Like it's like well, why you do that? And it's like instantly you see there's like a different little emotional level. His whole this whole movie is kind of just about connection and family, and then it has a fucking alien in it. So like that's what I love about Spielberg movies, is that like they're these spectacles, but like the main spectacle isn't the main message of the film. If you know, that's kind of like the background in a way, which I think is awesome. But that shot of the bike across the moon is one of the best shots of all time. Do you reckon when he got that, when he like looked at that first time after it was done, Spielberg's like, "Oh, I've got so much money. I've got so much money here."
I mean, there's a reason why it became the logo for, is it
Amblin.
something, Ambient Entertainment or something like that?
Amblin, yeah.
Amblin, yeah. I just said Ambient.
Ambien? Yeah, that's a different one. That's a different entertainment.
Different logo.
That's called Burning Man.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it became the logo, I think, because it's just so iconic. Like,
It is.
I don't know. This movie in general is just so iconic, and it looks amazing. Like, I have
does.
the 4K remaster from the 35th anniversary. Like, they did like a physical media, and I'm just amazed at how good. I mean, just like Close Encounters, like they just look so good. This one, I think, even more so.
Yeah.
God, yeah, it's just so good. Isn't it kind of interesting to watch this movie though and realize how much of Stranger Things season 1 is
Yeah.
literally just E.T.
It's just E.T. It's literally just it. Even just
Like, down
the
to-
hats they're wearing and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down to the costume, the blonde wig and the pink dress, down to her like just being left there for the day in his house. Like everything
Yeah.
is
It's
just
literally
E.T.
just E.T. Yeah, it's so good. That like it does still look really good. There's still some moments I picked up on while watching it, and this isn't a bad thing. It's just hilarious.
CGI wise, you mean?
Yeah, when the kids were riding the bikes in the sky at the end.
Totally.
And like I was like looking, I was like, some of the bikes have disappeared, like they're gone.
The green screen is very obvious in that
yeah, because
moment.
it's like it would have just been a blending of the green screen. That's just like they
Yeah.
hadn't gotten it perfect yet. But it's just more funny of like these kids just riding, like their hands are just like holding onto nothing. And like if you rewatch that one scene, you'll see exactly what I mean. It's hilarious.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I definitely noticed. I wrote down CGI in this scene is kind of bad when I got to that point, but I think the first time when it's just him and Elliot, it's better. But when it's all 5 of the guys, it definitely gets a little dicey with the green screen. But
Oh yeah,
what can you do? Okay, well, should we jump into the movie?
I guess so.
I guess that's the whole point of why we're here, right?
Yeah. Why are we?
Okay, so the film begins in a quiet forest in California where an alien spacecraft has landed. A group of extraterrestrials are seen exploring the area, collecting plant life. They seem to be curious and peaceful, possibly studying Earth's ecosystem. However, their mission is interrupted when government vehicles and agents suddenly arrive, prompting them to flee. In the chaos, one alien is accidentally left behind. He had been gazing curiously at the lights of the nearby city when the others took off, leaving him stranded. And I will say, I wrote down him every time I'm referring to E.T.
It's because
But I will say-
they jokingly say like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's a boy. Don't worry." It's like,
Well, I was going to say a fun fact about that. I was going to tell you later, but I'll just tell you now because
Tell me
I
now.
didn't realize I wrote like him already that early in my notes. But Spielberg actually has said that the character specifically is not supposed to be male or female. It's more like a plant life creature.
yeah.
There's no real like gender to it. So it is funny. I just naturally wrote him, and then the kids obviously like, yeah, of course he's a boy.
Yeah,
I
classic.
thought that was
80s.
kind of funny. That was actually something he addressed because I'm sure that was a question that came up.
Nice.
So yes, he is stranded. It is stranded. I'll say it.
Nice.
Meanwhile, in a nearby suburban home, a young boy named Elliot is trying to play D&D with his older brother Michael and his friends. But when Elliot goes outside to get a pizza delivery, he hears a strange noise and investigates. This leads him to a mysterious moment where he throws a baseball into his shed, which is currently lit up. And the ball is thrown back to him. I love this scene so much. Like, I still have memories as a kid watching that and be like, oh my God, what does that mean? Like, just being so astonished by it. I wish something would have thrown a ball back to me in my shed. That sounds so cool.
That does sound cool and dangerous.
Very dangerous. But yeah, so obviously this convinces him that there is definitely something out there causing him to drop the pizza and obviously freak out and run inside. Later that night, he hears noises again and ventures outside where he encounters the alien. Both are terrified and scream in surprise. The scene is so funny, the way that E.T. screams, like when he's all in the...
I love these screams.
bushes.
it's
It's so good.
so good.
Next day, Elliot uses Reese's Pieces, to lure the creature closer. Eventually, he gains its trust and sneaks it into the house, hiding it in its room or in his room. I love this whole scene of just like laying him out. He kind of gets like himself freaked out, obviously, when that he sees that man who's kind of like lurking around. And then the way he's able to like replace the Reese's at home and like leads him up the stairs, leads him in the room. And it's like E.T.'s really not threatened at all. He kind of just starts.
Just curious.
Yeah, just very, very curious creature.
I love the way it's shot though, where you just see like his long hand come out and just get the Reese's Pieces, like little things. You just see like little snippets of him. Nothing like
Yeah,
crazy.
they're very good about like slowly introducing it. Like
Yeah.
you see the figure, like you see all of them when they're kind of wandering around, but like you see the figure and then you see like the hand and then eventually you see the full body. But I like the progression of that as well.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was really well done. Okay, so yes, he uses the Reese's Pieces to, kind of get him up into his room. And like I said, at the same time, there's government agents that are starting to catch on. So first, there's somebody kind of noticing Elliot, and then the next day, they're actually out looking in the forest and notice the candy being planted there. Elliot fakes being sick the next day to stay home from school and play with the creature, whom he decides to name E.T. And from this moment on, I will only refer to it as E.T. and not the alien or the creature.
No, fair enough.
Because it feels so weird to say. But until he was formally named, I felt like I should, keep the
Yeah.
suspense going.
I get you.
E.T. proves to be intelligent, gentle, and very curious, like we already said, about human life and things within the home. Elliot starts to teach him language. He's trying to get an idea of where he's from. It also feeds him. E.T. appears to be quite hungry and enjoy eating and drinking all
Don't
the
we
things
all?
in the house.
Don't we all?
I mean, yeah, we're all the same in that
We
way,
got
right?
we all got a little ET in us.
Of course. Elliot eventually introduces E.T. to his older brother Michael and his 5-year-old sister Gertie. And all three agree to keep E.T. hidden from their mother, who is, like I said earlier, currently being a single mom as their dad has left for quote unquote Mexico, which is just not a real thing. He hates Mexico.
Yeah, one of the top reviews on Letterboxd is, why does his dad hate Mexico?
So when trying to find out E.T.'s origins, he displays telekinetic abilities by levitating several colored balls to represent the planetary system, showing he's from outer space. But he's also able to do things like bring flowers back to life and even heal injuries like Elliot's finger cut instantly. So they're definitely starting to realize that he can do quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then Elliot and E.T. began to bond and even began to share thoughts and emotions, including simultaneously becoming startled when E.T. accidentally opens an umbrella in a different room. It affects Elliot. And then even the next day at school, Elliot becomes intoxicated in class because while at home alone, E.T. is drinking beer
That's so funny.
and watching TV. So
He like hits his head on like a cabinet. He's like, oh. It's like,
I love the way that they blocked that entire thing, like between E.T. and then also Elliot's like in class. I love the balance between it. It's
it's
really,
really good.
really well directed, that entire scene.
it's so good.
So I'm going to stop there for a minute. Anything else to add? What do you think about like the look and like animatronic capabilities of E.T. as well?
It's perfect. It still lives up. Like that's why the like that's how you kind of should always do it. Because if you did any type of, because they could have done it with CGI and been like a pioneer for CGI for the 70s, but it wouldn't live up now. And like we wouldn't love ET as much as we do now, like in terms of the actual creature. I think he looks perfect. He looks like an alien, which is sweet. I loved his brother. His brother in this movie is so good. Like he like as soon as soon as he tells him, he's just like, you must swear. He goes, I'm the master or something. I'm in charge or whatever. And then he immediately is just like, okay, I'm on board. Like no matter, it's like whatever you need now. It's like he's like the really good supportive brother, which is really good.
Yeah, that whole scene where he's like telling him to turn around and close his eyes and he's like, say it. Like that whole, it's so good. I love their
so good.
chemistry, all three of the siblings.
Yeah, and you can't not love Gertie. Gertie's adorable as fuck. So
Absolutely.
it's one of Drew Barrymore's best performances. Not joking at all. Like,
Well, not at all. She was an
Yeah.
amazing child actress.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so far so good. I love this movie. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, I think the whole classroom scene is really funny.
Yeah.
I like that they don't spend too much time with like them in school. Obviously, it would
Yeah.
take away from it. But I think it was important to have a day where ET was at the house alone, and then obviously get to kind of showcase what he's up to, and also show the connection of like
Yeah.
how Elliot feels what he feels, or what it feels. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
So continuing on, kind of still in that like science class scene, with the feeling weird and kind of, I guess, realizing that ET probably needs to be like rescued in a sense, or like needs his help. He kind of impulsively frees all the frogs that I don't know if they're about to dissect them, or like and just like see what happens to them when they get covered with that like chloroform. And I couldn't quite tell what they were actually going to do, if they were dissecting them or
I
not.
thought
But
that you put the chloroform on the cotton ball and you put it in and it like gasses them out. So like it doesn't just knock them out. It's like it's that potent that it would kill them. It's like you basically putting them to sleep.
yeah, I missed like why they're doing it. Like, are they going to dissect the
Yeah, they're
frogs?
dissecting them. He like at
Okay,
the start of the scene, he's like, "Today we are dissecting frogs." Not like,
that's right.
"All
Okay.
right, everybody, kill your frog."
It was just
Today
weird
we're
because
killing frogs.
I've dissected frogs in class before too, but never did that. So I was
That's
just
so
making sure I
funny.
didn't like miss something and they weren't
No,
doing like
no,
some
no.
special type of experiment. But either way, this is upsetting Elliot. So he kind of like impulsively decides to let his go, and kind of convinces everyone in class to let theirs do the same.
Yeah.
It kind of wreaks havoc in the classroom. Frogs are jumping out the window. And then while E.T. is watching The Quiet Man on like the old black and white movie on TV at home, there's a romantic like kissing scene. So then Elliot kisses this girl in class.
Love
It's
it.
just this whole great mimic scene. And she's just like totally blown away by him. They're what, like in sixth grade, maybe fifth, sixth grade.
Yeah.
Just best moment of her life. And so I think that whole scene is just really great. But obviously, he gets in trouble for this, sent to the principal's office for his behavior. Fun fact, they originally shot a scene with Harrison Ford as the principal,
Really?
because he was dating the film screenwriter at the time. But the scene was ultimately cut, and it was just implied that he was in trouble without like actually having like a big scene with talking to the principal. But that would have been kind of cool to see Harrison Ford in there.
That would have been awesome. But it would have been like a major cameo for that time, right? Because like
I
now we
agree.
kind of like
Yeah.
expect cameos in almost every movie. That would have been cool.
And I'm sure it wasn't enough to where it felt like it was like super relevant to like add in. And they were probably trying to keep it to like a lower than 2 hour movie, just because it was more of like a kid targeted movie. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming it just didn't feel like it was necessary. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny that he was in it. Apparently, it was said like somewhere that Spielberg was like, well, at least Henry Thomas got to meet Harrison Ford. That was a dream come true for him.
That would have been awesome for that kid. Oh, good
Yeah.
on him.
Exactly. So as their mother comes home with groceries with Gertie, simultaneously after he's getting in trouble, E.T. is still downstairs waddling around without the mom noticing. It's like a sitcom
I love
scene.
that blocking of like her.
Yes.
Of you could just see his like little head just bobbing around, and
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
it's like
Do you know?
she doesn't have to notice.
I know. You know what's crazy though about that specific scene, the waddling around the kitchen specifically? They apparently had a kid actor do that inside the costume who was born without legs.
Jesus, what?
Yeah, so like the child is
Oh, so
short
it's like
short enough because he was
oh,
born without his full legs, and so they have him in the costume and he's on his like
prosthetics.
hands
Oh, really?
in what bit of leg he does have, and he's kind of like waddling around, and that's why it looks so like realistic, and it's not just like a regular like a child just
That's kind of
pretending.
fucked up.
I mean, but if they wanted to cast like I mean maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know if it was trying to like represent like someone, disabled in a way that would actually be accurate, but I guess maybe it could be seen as offensive. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I did think that was kind of insane, first of all, that somebody would be born without legs.
Oh, wholeheartedly.
But yeah, it definitely seemed like the waddling around the kitchen specifically to me stood out in comparison to other scenes.
Yep. No, for sure.
So anyways, getting back into it, they're in the kitchen. The mom's not noticing, and she's on the phone with the school. And then Gertie realizes that ET's been trying to learn things all day, including how to use the phone. And then the mom tells her to stay there alone, which is a crazy thing to tell your 5-year-old. But it was
Yeah,
the
I
80s.
thought that got me as well. I was just like, are you fucking you kidding me? She's like 3.
It was the 80s. I think she's supposed to be 5. She's like in kindergarten, so
I
not
know. I
saying
would
it
not
makes it
leave my
better.
5-year-old nephew at home. He'd
Nobody would
destroy
leave
the
their
place.
5-year-old at home nowadays, but it was just a different time. But anyway, she tells her to stay there. And Gertie takes it as a, moment to start teaching E.T. letters and words and makes the connection that he keeps pointing at the phone, asking if he wants to call somebody. And we end up with our famous phrase of E.T. phone home.
E.T. phone
Just a
home.
great moment. I love her little sweet moments with E.T. I think that
Yeah, I think they're best. They're the best.
they're some of I love Elliot and E.T.'s relationship, obviously, but I think that Gertie and him have some of the sweetest little like wholesome moments ever. It just shows how innocent kids are.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love it.
Because
Once
she
all three
dresses him
siblings,
up, right? She dresses him up.
yeah,
Yeah, I love he just comes home. It's so funny.
yeah, I think Elliot. I didn't put that in the notes, but like I think Elliot kind of gives her a hard time about it because obviously she dresses him up like a girl, and that's when they have the conversation about like it's a boy. But that's such an iconic moment of
I love that the
seeing
big brother
E.T.
comes
in the
home and looks at his,
wig.
what the hell happened here?
Yeah,
So
just playing
funny.
dress up.
So funny.
So once all three siblings are back together at home, E.T. requests their assistance with building a makeshift phone using various parts. They agree to help him find the missing components, not realizing that the agents are also searching for E.T. and listening to their conversation. So on Halloween, they disguise E.T. as a ghost, pretending it is Gertie,
I
so
love
that
that.
Elliot can sneak into the forest with E.T. to
You
help him
guys look
phone
great.
home.
Thanks. Thanks. Thanks.
That whole scene and the mom actually believing that that's her daughter. The feet
Oh, the
are about
thing.
3 times as big, and the height is about 3 times as short.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so funny.
It's some of those moments just remind me of, like sitcoms where it's just like the audience and everyone else knows that something happening is just so over the top and ridiculous, but
Yeah.
like you just buy into it because it's so great. She's honestly probably so distracted with raising 3 kids alone and working that she's not questioning anything,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Well, on their way to the forest, they realize they need to hurry because they got to get there quick. So they have their first iconic flying scene where ET is able to lift
I
them
think
up
this is
into
the
the
best
sky.
flying scene as well.
I agree. Yeah, this one is my favorite for sure. I think obviously the red sweatshirt, like him wearing that with ET in the front later,
Yeah.
is like the iconic look. But I think that this is the better looking movie scene,
Yeah.
100%.
Agreed.
We have that great score. They're flying through the sky. It's just such a great moment. Just 2 pals trying to help each other, you know?
Yeah.
And they go over the moon, of course, get the great moon shot. And this is probably the scene that sticks with me the most, like from childhood films, just like of any film I grew up on, like that moment of them flying over the moon is like, it's always on my mind. It's just like ingrained forever.
Yeah, same with me. It's like when you think about like classic film or classic child film, E.T.'s always going to come up there, and that scene specifically
Yeah.
is how you remember E.T. It's genius.
Yep. And then obviously ET phone home. Just that line in general is definitely up there.
Be good.
So yeah, they get to the forest, they get to where they're going, and while there, Elliot begs with ET to stay on Earth with him, but he's obviously determined to get home, and makes what seems to be a successful contact with his species up in outer space. So Elliot tries to get ET to head back to the house because it's taking a while for any kind of like return message or anyone to obviously show up, and he kind of tells him like, maybe, it won't happen right away. Let's just go back to the house and, kind of want to get back to make sure that nobody's trying to come after them.
Yeah.
But he ends up falling asleep, wakes up there the next day alone. And we obviously realize by this point, too, that him and Elliot are fully connected. And E.T.'s not doing well. I think he might be starting to weaken, like from the atmosphere is kind of the impression that we're given. Just the more time he spends outside
Yeah.
on Earth, he's weakening. It's a foreign, thing to him that he's breathing in and that he's kind of existing in. And then Elliot is also starting to sort of not be well at the same time because he feels everything. So anything else to add here before we go to the last kind of chunk?
Nah, I saw a lot of people. I was looking at different reviews. I saw a lot of people online being like, "It's so stereotypical that he becomes ill." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's stereotypical because this was made in the '70s, and you're now comparing it to everything that was made since. Like, this is like a reference to War of the Worlds, but like that's how the aliens were like kind of beaten at the end of War of the Worlds. Was like they weren't accustomed to the bacteria on Earth, like from the radio show in the 40s. So it's definitely like a reference to that, but it's still so good because it's like it's good because of the connection between Elliot and E.T. That like Elliot feels everything that he's feeling. So like, whilst E.T. can't fully communicate, he can through Elliot in a way, if you know what I mean. Which I think is like kind of genius in a way. That like, Elliot's just there and he's fucked up, and he's just like, and then you can kind of, because you see like obviously E.T.'s not doing well, but it's still like you can't really rationalize exactly how bad it is. But then seeing it also in human form, you're like, oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Like he's dying. And
Yeah,
I think that idea is really cool.
That's kind of dumb to me to think that that's stereotypical. I mean, there's
People
so
love to
many
shout.
movies that have been made in the last 20 years that to me are so like classically stereotypical. That doesn't necessarily mean they're bad.
Exactly.
It's just that certain genres follow certain themes and certain trends, and there's only so much you can do about that, especially if they've been making alien-based stories for as long as they have. Like, of course, something that doesn't live in that environment is going to be affected by that environment. That to me, that's just logical. That's just science. That's not a stereotype of
Yeah.
like alien movies.
Agreed.
But that is interesting. I don't know. I feel like this is a movie that I see a lot of people try to kind of be like, oh yeah, it's cute, it's sweet. I don't get the hype. I see that a lot like nowadays.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I guess if you didn't grow up with it, but I feel like even if I watched this for the first time now,
Yeah.
I would still think it had so much charm and heart. And I don't know, I just love it. I think that the way they approach it is a much better story. I still like Close Encounters a lot, but I think this is a more interesting alien story in the sense that it's like it's about building a friendship. It's about helping one another with different aspects and kind of building a connection, because even when you have a friend that you feel like you're so close with, you can almost feel when they're not right. Even if they didn't have this like actual physical connection happening, I think it kind of also represents just that, like how much a friend can get you through when you're going through a struggle.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
you can feel
Agreed.
what they're feeling. And, you know, I don't know. I think it has more meaning than just the literal part of them feeling, you know, what he's going through. But I just love it. I think it's,
People like just to scream into
so
the void.
sweet.
That's what they do. That's what people
Yeah.
do online.
of course,
Yeah.
it's a horrible place.
It's a terrible place.
We love it, but we hate it. Okay. Well, last chunk here, kind of into that like final act. So, just as the mom is expressing to a detective about Elliot missing and kind of explaining what's been happening, he didn't come home the night before. He walks in the door, completely dirty, upset, crying. Obviously, he's upset about E.T. He tells his brother Michael that he's gone. So I love this. Michael just immediately heads out on his bike to look for him and is just like, I'm on it. Like, I got you. And
Yeah.
he
That's why I
cares
love
just as
Michael so
much.
much. Yeah.
He comes off like he's going to be a dick in the
Exactly.
beginning of the movie, but he's
Yep.
not. He's actually a good big brother.
Right.
So he
Yeah.
heads out.
Even at the beginning though, he does come off as a dick, but then he's just like, no, you're like, because I think they're playing like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, you're in next round. It's like he's including him. He's just like, you're in next round. Yeah.
I think that's one of his friends that says that
Oh, is
he's
it?
allowed
Okay,
to play
then.
next round,
Oh,
but
then
still.
fuck me then, I guess. Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, to me, it's just a normal big brother relationship. Like, he's
No, I
probably,
thought it
what,
was
like
just me.
15?
I thought that was him, and I was like, yeah, maybe. No, he's
I'm
saying
pretty
it.
sure he says it's up to so-and-so because he's the dungeon master.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
he was
yeah.
brown hair. Yeah, damn. I thought in my head I was just like, since the beginning he was so good. But yeah, no, I know what you
It's
mean. Like
fine.
it kind of he kind of turns as soon as that scene with he's like turned around. He's like, tell me I'm the master. And then like ever since that, because like I agree at the beginning he's like the way he talks to Elliot and talks down at him and a lot is that is stereotypical like American family chat. But then yeah, ever since that scene he's just like, as you said, he's just he's just like all in. And yeah, I fucking love Michael.
What, are Australians a lot nicer to each other at the dinner table?
No, we just don't talk to each other at all about our feelings, about our day, nothing. We're silent.
Honestly, sometimes I wish that was the case.
We battle. We're called battlers.
But no, I do think that it makes sense the way he treats him because if you're like 16, 15 maybe, he obviously doesn't have his license yet because he's awful at driving. Um, I feel like that's how you would treat your 10-year-old brother. I mean, I'm not an older sister, but I would imagine that, yeah, like a 5 or 6 year age gap,
Oh yeah.
you're gonna be annoyed with them. I mean, that makes sense. But yeah, when push comes to shove, he shows up and he doesn't tell the mom about ET. He's keeps the secret. He helps them. He gets genuinely invested. So yeah, I love that he just heads out right away. And then he's being followed by a man in a suspicious blue car. But he makes his way to kind of the general area where they were. He finds the ET after noticing like the equipment and the ghost sheet. He keeps digging further and he finds him face down in the it's called a culvert. It's kind of like sort of like a river, I guess. Lying there, hardly awake. He's all
That's
gray.
all the stones and stuff. It's like a river of stones.
Yeah, it's called a culvert. It's like it's a specific type of like waterway with the stones like that. And I think it has something to do with being like attached to like a water distributing system of like the city or something like that. I don't
Gotcha.
know. So Michael wraps him up and gets him home where they finally tell their mom about what is going on. Not really anywhere to
Imagine
hide it
that
now.
conversation though. Imagine like even just getting that conversation as a mum.
Well,
think-
and she knew something weird was going on because at the beginning he was hearing sounds and he was trying to tell her something is up, but you assume your kid okay, there's coyotes or you think something logical. Like she went through all the logical explanations.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely not something that you'd be prepared to process as somebody who's probably already got a pretty stressful life.
No, for sure. But I think the way that she acted in this scene is awesome. Of just like, no, get out of the room, get out of the room. Just like,
Yeah.
getting them away from it. And then like that scene with Elliot, it's like, he needs me, he needs us.
It's so sad. Yeah. Yeah, they show her E.T. gray and dying kind of on the bathroom floor, basically. And Elliot's also growing weaker. So I think her panic is like, oh, my child looks like he's unwell. Like, I must get him away from this thing that I know
Yeah.
nothing about. And like you said, yeah, like kind of locks him in the bathroom alone and just is like, we're getting out of here. Let's go. And just as they're about to leave, government agents in full hazmat outfits just start invading the home. This whole scene is so funny. They just start walking in from every doorway. This is such a Spielberg scene.
It is.
Like the camera keeps turning to like different points of entry, and it's just there's a dude walking in my house. Oh, there's another dude. Oh, there's another one.
It's just
made me
non-stop.
laugh.
And they're in spaceman suits.
Uh-huh.
It's like, that kind of took me back. I was just like, why isn't it hazmat suits? It's just like this, like an astronaut walks into their living room.
I'm guessing it has something to do with who they actually are and who they work for.
So it must
Because
have
if
been,
you
like, through
remember
NASA.
too, in Stranger Things, season 1, they have the people that are working for the government agency wearing kind of something that looks
true.
more like this than it does a hazmat. And it has those like tubings and everything like that kind of attached to make sure that nothing that comes from the thing gets out into the actual. They want to keep it contained.
Yep, that's very true.
But it did look a little extra. It looked like they were wearing like NASA spacesuits. Basically,
I loved
which
it. I
is-
thought it looked sick. That imagery was awesome.
Yeah, it was a really cool looking scene. So yeah, a group of agents and scientists question Elliot and his family about what ET is, how it's been behaving, what they've learned, and Michael tries to express to them like Elliot can feel what ET feels, very specifically that, not just like thinking thoughts or anything, but specifically feeling.
Yeah, no.
So the medical team examines ET on the hospital bed while Elliot lays side by side with him, also ill. He tries to express to them that ET needs to go home and not to let him die. This whole scene is just so fucking heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah.
you're killing him. It just gets me every time. I cry every time I watch this movie, and I've seen it like 15 times. It's just so sad. Is that only me?
No,
My
no.
big sap.
It's truly heartbreaking when ET's fucking dying.
Like, I know he hasn't known ET for that long, but for a kid, like when you have this like special bond with something, it feels like it could have been a lifetime that you've had them in your life,
Yeah, for sure.
Makes sense though, knowing now that it was based on an imaginary friend he had after his parents' divorce, because it's like the way Elliot clings on to ET immediately and builds like that companion so quickly and is so heartbroken to have to like leave him. I feel like he's clearly emotionally not doing well with what is going on with his parents, even though
Yeah.
that's not necessarily addressed in the movie. It's like very clearly shown
Yes.
through just the relationship he builds with
Agreed.
E.T. The lead agent Keyes asks for Elliot's help to save E.T., telling him that meeting aliens was his childhood dream, and he considers E.T.'s arrival a miracle. He's kind of trying to like bond with him a little bit, is what it feels like. But ultimately, they're unable to save E.T. They try like resuscitating him, doesn't work, and he dies while Elliot rapidly recovers pretty immediately. So he's obviously distraught from this. He wants to be able to say goodbye, so he is actually left alone to say goodbye to E.T., who's been put in this like specific
Cryo
tank for
chamber? Yeah.
yeah, like, chamber for transport, because obviously they want to keep digging, and it's always the same thing, just like in Jurassic Park. Like I don't know what the exact line is, but like it's basically trying to insinuate, like as humans, like we never stop to ask
Oh,
if we should.
yeah, we keep asking if we could when we should be asking if we should.
Exactly. It's that
Yeah.
same thing. There's always this curiosity to like dig into something that is otherworldly in a sense that you don't know anything about. We want to like investigate it and pick it apart. And should we? No. But can we? Yeah. So we will.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I just thought that's the same theme in so many of his movies. I feel like it's even with Jaws, same thing. Kind of like it's kind of we have to kind of poke the bear. So
Exactly.
should we do that? No, but we can. So I like that theme within like all of his movies, even when we're talking about like completely different types of films. Okay, sorry, I lost my spot for a second. So he expresses his love for E.T. and cries over the tank, and finally, we notice E.T.'s heart begins to glow.
Love that.
And he's becoming revived. I love the way this scene is shot. We as an audience can see it happening.
Where he closes
Elliot
the tank? Yeah, yeah.
doesn't notice, and as he walks away, he sees the flower start to come alive again, and that's
Genius.
what actually triggers him to look back and see that he's basically waking up. I think that's the best way to do it versus like him noticing immediately and opening the tank right up. So this is obviously a great moment. We knew it was going to happen. It's very clearly like the movie's not going to end with E.T. dying. But he shares with Elliot that his people are on their way to returning to getting him.
Yeah.
So they just took a little bit longer to answer the call and actually be able to come back for him. So Elliot obviously exclaims to his brother, Michael, that E.T. is alive, and together they hatch a plan to flee with E.T. on their bikes and get him home.
I love when he tells the boys, he's just like, meet us at the parking lot, bring the bikes, and then one by one it's just like, head on. Like,
I love
it.
that
It's like,
scene where
it's
they,
so
yeah,
cool.
it's so good. Yeah, and especially because the friends were there at the beginning, so they kind of were sort of there when something weird was happening. So it's like they kind of knew that something was up, but now they actually can believe it because they're seeing it and they're seeing these people in their home all, it's all done up with the tubing and everything. So yeah, it comes full circle from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I also love that when Elliot's like walking through the tubing, there's like nobody but like one like scientist person who's got ET like loaded up in the back, and then obviously Michael has dressed up so that he can drive the van. But Elliot just like walks by the guy and nobody questions it. No one's like, what is this child doing here? He just walks by. I just thought that was
so
really
funny.
funny. It just like doesn't seem realistic, but
No,
that's okay.
that is funny. Didn't even notice that.
So yes, as you mentioned, Michael enlists his buddies to help with getting the bikes ready. Great scene where they all get their little fits on. And then we get this amazing chase scene of them on their bikes with
So
the
good.
police and agents trying to hunt them down. It's so good. And then we again get E.T. using his ability, but kind of Elliot like thinking really hard, like, I want to fly right now. And
Yeah.
then E.T. feeling that and doing it. But this time it's like it's coming from Elliot's thought and like feeling versus coming directly from E.T.
I love
which
those
is
close-ups
cool.
of ET. He's like, ah.
Yeah.
So
So
good.
good. He levitates them all into the sky, and we get this great, scene of all the bikes. Like you were saying, the CGI, a little bit goofy, not
It's the
best,
70s. Like, this
was
would have been incredible in the 70s.
but this came out in '82.
Sorry, this is the 80s. This would be
I was
incredible.
just making sure you knew that. I'm
I
like,
did.
this
My
is
bad. I'm
definitely not
thinking
70s.
because I was looking up how long until the 80th anniversary, and I'm more thinking because I just saw Jaws. That was 70s. Yeah, still
and then
80s. This
Close
looking like
Encounters.
that in the 80s is still stunning. So
I mean, it's probably filmed in 81, so we're not talking about that much distance from the 70s. I was just making fun of you.
how dare
It's
you?
still not that great for 81. We did not have amazing CGI, so the fact that they were able to still do that, obviously we know we're going to see some of the green screen, and it's going to be obvious that it's how it's being done. But I still think it's such an iconic scene. This is obviously where he's wearing the red sweatshirt, and ET's kind of all wrapped up in the front, and it's just so classic. The score is amazing, once again, and they're able to safely get to the forest where they need to take him because of this. So obviously they're not able to be tracked down by everyone because they're in the sky, which
Yeah.
is really the only way that they'd be able to do it and pull it off. So they get there safely. Gertie and Mary, the mom, make it to the forest just in time, where they all now have to say their goodbyes. The spaceship has landed to collect ET. Gertie kisses him on the forehead and says she just wanted to tell him goodbye. She's so sweet,
She is.
so sad. Michael also has his own kind of emotional goodbye, and then obviously Elliot. I just love this whole scene. It's like, stay, come. Like, E.T. wants him to come too, and Elliot wants him to stay. Like, they equally kind of feel that connection.
Could you imagine if he did go with E.T.?
Why? That's kind of the end of Close Encounters. It's like he did that movie where the person went with the aliens. This is the one that's about sacrifice and about, connection, but doing what makes sense, which is each of them going their separate ways. But it would be kind of crazy if a 10-year-old child got on a spaceship with a bunch of aliens.
How do you explain that to the cops?
With his mom standing right there as well.
I was just like, these aliens just kidnapped my son. I'm never seeing my son again.
Ridiculous. But I also love one of my favorite moments is the emotion, like the ouch. And they both say ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Before E.T. places his glowing finger on Elliot's head and tells him, I'll be right here. Again, tears. So good. They all observe E.T. get into the ship and blast off into space, leaving a rainbow in the sky with one of the best John Williams scores playing in the background. It's just so epic.
It is.
This is E.T., the Extra-Terrestrial. So any final thoughts, any moments I missed, final score, all the things?
Final score's a 5. This movie's a classic. So, did you know that there was a sequel? There was a sequel planned?
I have heard of this, yeah.
So,
it would have been a disaster.
Not long after the original film's success in 82, Spielberg and screenwriter Melissa Matheson wrote a 9-page treatment titled E.T. Nocturnal Fears. The story would have involved Elliot and his friends being kidnapped by evil carnivorous aliens, also the enemies of E.T. species. E.T. would eventually return to save them. Spielberg ultimately abandoned the project, feeling that a darker sequel would cheapen the original sense of wonder and magic. He has said since he never wanted to risk diminishing E.T.'s legacy. And apparently, in that film, in the treatment, they revealed E.T.'s name is Zreek, Zreck, Zreek.
I don't like any of it.
Neither do I. So I'm glad that was abandoned, and I think that Spielberg had the correct sort of motive there.
Absolutely.
Can I also read out my favorite review on Letterboxd for E.T.?
Of course.
Which is, I scrolled past it now. This review may contain spoilers. E.T. is gay, and here's my evidence. 1, literally comes out of the closet dressing in drag. 2, spaceship leaves rainbows trail in the sky. And 3, has magic powers, e.g. can make you fly, in brackets, only gays are that powerful. Well done.
I love it.
Well done.
Applause.
I love this movie. This movie is awesome, from everything from like the practical effects to the child performances to the the score is spectacular. It's a very simple, contained, beautiful little tight story. But just told on like an intergalactic scale in a way, which I think is really cool.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. No, 5 stars for me as well. I think that it is just going to forever be a favorite movie of mine. It's definitely up there when it comes to Spielberg, films that I love. And I think that, some of the best child performances as far as having like multiple in one movie. And I think just one of his more engaging and charming, directed films. Obviously he didn't write it, but like the way it's written mixed with the way he directs it in his style, I think it's just one of the the better ones, even though it's not necessarily maybe like the highest rated as far as like technical for me that he's made. I think that it's definitely the one that I like come back to the most as far as like my favorite between that and Jurassic Park. And I just think, yeah, the score is incredible, and I just love so many of the wholesome moments and the friendship aspects of it. It's just kind of unmatched when it comes to everything it's trying to do. And the fact that it's like, yeah, sci-fi, like alien type of movie on top of just all those themes, I think just is kind of like, just elevates it even more. So yeah, very happy we rewatched this.
Hell yeah.
I too can be lured in with Reese's Pieces. So
Dude, Reese's
if
Pieces
someone's
rule.
trying to do that, it's going to work on me. So
They fucking rule.
yeah, need to be careful if I see any Reese's Pieces lying around.
Yeah, nice.
But that is our final thoughts on E.T. And before we go, we're going to do a quick draft,
Oh,
per
yeah.
usual. And since we've been talking a lot about best child performances, we're going to do a draft of our personal best child performances. This is really hard to like objectively say, like, you know, here's 5 of the best child performances. It's just so individual and kind of what you take away from something. I'm sure there's some we'll agree on, but yeah, you pick 5, I'll pick 5, and just kind of make it, I guess, either your favorites or just what you think is the best.
Let's just fuck around and find
And-
out.
Yeah, and I did a wheel, and my name came up first.
It sure did. Go ahead.
Scout's honor.
Sure did.
It did.
All right. Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
No, I believe you. I believe you.
Oh, it cleared my wheel. Okay,
Oh,
well,
yeah, sure did. Yeah. It clears the wheel. Yeah.
Okay. Well, gosh, I don't even know where I want to start, but some of these I feel like you haven't seen, so I'm going to try to save those for later so I don't take them too
Nice.
early. If I'm thinking about like one of my favorites of all time, I feel like you're going to be really upset with me because I know this is one of your favorite movies of all time. But performance-wise, for me, I feel like Rory Culkin in Signs is like one of my favorite kid performances ever. I don't love that movie as much as you, but I think that performance is pretty
I wouldn't have
top
taken
tier.
it
I wish
first. I'm
we
not
still-
unhappy, but yeah, that was on my list. That's all right.
Maybe.
I'm going to mispronounce her name, so apologies. But Ivana Baquero, which is the main character out of Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth, I think does
Oh, okay.
one of the best performances I've ever seen, and she's spectacular in that.
I'm gonna have to look that one up to get the
Correct spelling.
name.
Yeah, it's
The name
like
correctly.
Baquero. Baquero.
How old were you again when you watched that movie?
Oh, I was so young because my mom thought it was a sequel to Labyrinth.
That's right. You
And
told
then,
me
like,
that
the
story.
first 10 minutes, this guy's getting his, like, nose broken in by a gun because from the soldiers. Like, I remember that vividly, and his nose is, like, flat.
Well, it's like it's not in English.
No. It's very Spanish.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane moment. Well, I'm glad that you at least were introduced to it because now it's one of your favorite movies.
I love that movie.
Okay. What do I want to do next?
What do you want to do next, eh?
I think
Oh,
that another one that I want to have on my list is Frankie Corio from After Sun.
God, good pick.
And
good
I
pick.
just don't know if it'd be around for very long, so I'm going to take it now.
No, it was on my list. That's a good pick. Oh, my God. Cool. I can't believe I didn't take this one first.
Obviously, that's not one where, like, you know, the child has to, like, carry the whole movie, but I think that she definitely
She
keeps
adds
up
perfectly.
with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the perfect inclusion. Macaulay Culkin, Home Alone. I should take that first, but definitely, like, he's like one of the cornerstones of great child performances.
Do you know what's crazy? I was going to take him, but I was going to do it for Uncle Buck.
He's great in Uncle Buck. But I think
That's
he
my
perfects
favorite
it.
role for him.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I feel like once we take somebody, we shouldn't take them again, so I'm going to take that off my list. But yeah, I was thinking that, just different movie.
Yeah, nice.
You could honestly take either. I mean, obviously, Gabby Hoffman as well as the sister is great.
Yep.
The younger sister. Okay, let's see. Honestly, call me crazy, but I think that I'll take Henry Thomas from E.T. Like,
Love it.
it's one of my favorites. It always has been. I think he's incredible. I love that he came back and like kept acting, and he's even like the dad in The Haunting of Hill House. Like, he's just really good.
Yeah, love it. Great pick. I'm going to take Linda Blair from The Exorcist, please.
I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of The Exorcist. Like, none of, not even just the original, but just none of them.
That's insane. Don't say that stuff around me.
Like, I don't dislike them. They've never been like any of my favorites. Like anything from that entire like franchise, if you want to call it that. I don't know why.
Well,
I feel like something's wrong with me, but
maybe.
maybe. Jury's still out. Okay.
Jury's still out.
Another movie that I just don't love as much as most people, but I think that this performance is forever iconic. Jodie Foster
Taxi Driver.
in Taxi Driver.
Yep, nice.
Don't like the stuff that she had to do as a 13-year-old, but
Nope.
she's great.
She's still a fucking weapon of an actress.
Oh, yeah.
Can I please take Natalie Portman from Leon the Professional, please?
Sure. I still haven't seen that.
Really? Great movie.
I've heard good things about her performance, though. Did you want to do 6 or did you want to do 5?
I got 2. I can do at least 2 more as well. So
I think 2 more would be good, so we'll
Okay.
do 6. Okay.
cool.
Okay, so I've got Rory, Frankie, Henry, Jodie Foster. I think I don't want to take any more Spielberg. I was tempted to take Christian Bale because I think he is incredible in Empire of the Sun, but
He is.
I'm gonna leave that one alone for now. One that I still think about to this day. I have not seen this movie in forever. I don't even know if you've seen it, but Jacob Tremblay in Room.
Room? Yeah, he's great in that.
Oh my God,
He's
that
great in
movie
that.
is absolutely heartbreaking.
Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Alright, I got 2 more. I'm kind of praying you don't take either. I'm going to take Haley Joel Osment from Sixth Sense.
I'm not going to take 2 M. Night movies and do that to you.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
I do think Rory's the better performance, but it is what it is.
And I always laugh at his role in Tusk. Is that the
Oh,
one where
yeah.
he's like the podcasting guy with Justin Long?
Yeah.
I hate him in that movie.
That movie's tough to watch.
It is. It's not great.
I love Kevin Smith. That's not great.
Oh, me too. Obviously, we agree on this.
Like, we could do a... Wait, did we do a Kevin Smith? No, we
I don't
didn't.
know if I could rewatch that many of his movies because we did Clerks.
But we did that directorial debuts, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do a Kevin Smith because that mean that we'd have to do at least 8, and then he's done
Yeah, no.
he's done a lot of bad. He's done,
Yeah.
done a lot of bad.
I don't have it.
He's done a lot of good. Like, I'd love to rewatch more Rats, but I don't really want to rewatch Yoga Hoosers.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so for my final pick, I'm taking my favorite child performance of all time. I waited till the end because I don't think you've seen this movie, and that's Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon.
Haven't seen it. No.
She's an absolute powerhouse.
Nice. Love that.
You should watch Paper
I will watch that now. Well, my final is going to be Abigail Breslin from
Little
Little Miss
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
That was on my list too.
Love her in that movie.
I'm not pretty.
It's so good.
She's so good. Okay. You could have taken her from Signs too. Either one of them. Great, but
Yep. Could also have taken the
Cool.
kid out of The Shining as well. That's also
yeah, that's not my favorite one. My honorable mentions are Woody Norman in Come On, Come On.
nice.
Andrew Rice and The Nice Guys, but she's a little bit old.
Nice.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
more like teenager. And then Brooklyn Prince in The Florida Project.
Yeah. Also the main, I don't know his name, the main kid out of Come and See. But that movie is just so haunting.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, the movie's haunting as shit. That's I'm like, he's spectacular in it. Don't get me wrong, but it's I don't know. I just don't want to think about that movie.
I heard it's brutal.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
nuts.
Well, to summarize, Harry took Ivana Bakiro in Pan's Labyrinth, Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, Linda Blair in The Exorcist, Natalie Portman in Leon the Professional, Haley Joel Osment in The Sixth Sense, and Abigail Breslin in Little Miss Sunshine.
Beautiful.
I took Roy Culkin in Signs, Frankie Corio in After Sun, Henry Thomas in E.T., Jodie Foster, Taxi Driver, Jacob Tremblay in Room, and Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon.
Beautiful.
Great lists, great child actors, and a lot of them still acting.
Yeah.
So
Good on them.
good for them. Okay, well, that wraps up our episode on ET. Next week, as Harry already said, we're definitely bulk recording. We're going to be talking about Munich. Totally different than anything we've talked about here. Totally different than anything we've really watched so far with Spielberg. 2 months, or the Book of Spielberg. So yeah, look forward to that and watch that for next time. But thank you for listening. Follow us on everything. And until then, I'm Ash. That's Harry. And we will see you at the movies.